Let's make a run together, I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever, I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide. Let's make a run together, I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever, I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide.
everybody, welcome to another episode of Tech Condo. Really appreciate you for taking the time on your Saturday to see me. My name is Petra from Brooklyn, as you can see here below, and I bring you, information on how to stream and what kind of gear that might be interested of you. So today, as you saw in the let's say the pre-countdown, I have one of my favorite pieces of gear that I want to talk to you about and why it is so important. I will discuss use cases with you. I will discuss how I will be using it, and I will also talk about how difficult it is to achieve it and get it even today. It's like crazy at the moment. Anyway, welcome everybody to the show. I do see some people that I do know, so I want to start to say hello to you guys. Let me first get you guys here selected. There you go. Let me see. Of course, like always, MT is in the house. Really appreciate that. You might not see my dad today, but I know that he's very, very close. He's actually babysitting the cats at the moment. So he is here, which is great. Also, I see, of course, Raoul, who's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Great of you to be here. And Gerard from Stuttgart. Absolutely fantastic that you are here. Let me see who I have. I have also Joshua Sanchez. Welcome. He says hello and hello back. Appreciate you for taking the time on your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever, where you are in the world. Maybe even Sunday morning, but then it's quite early in the morning for you. Great of you to be here, and that also counts for, of course, DJ. Where again, my dad is not in the chat today, but he is really, really close. He's literally 2 meters that way. He's literally making sure that my cats are not disturbing me too much during this show, which is great. Anyway, welcome again. And today, let's start with, of course, we're going to talk about the Decimator MDHX, but I want to give you a little bit of an indication of what is to come. What I will do is that throughout this year, I will try to provide you, let's say, like a top 10 of pieces of gear that I really, really think you should at least consider to purchase for yourself, because I think it's really going to help you to produce a live event, being a conference, being a live a music live stream, but also like maybe at your local theater or something. And this is definitely one of those top 10 that I wanted to talk to you about. So that we're going to do today. But before I start to unravel this piece of gear, which I, again, have in my possession right here, I want to talk to you a little bit about what it is before I really start with talking about it, because it might be that you're new to technology and you might not know what it is. All right, so it is what we call a cross converter, and that is a very difficult term, but basically what it means is that it'll take any kind of video, as long as it's HD or less, and convert it to a other format. And I mean resolution wise or frame rate wise, where a resolution is how good is it, how crisp is your video, and the frame rate says how much refreshes do you have in your video. For example, I am now streaming 1080p 50, which means that I'm streaming out with a resolution, so the crispness of 1920 by 1080 pixels, and it's progressive, which means that it's a full frame that you see. So it's just like a picture, again a picture, again a picture, again a picture, where you also have, like, for example, interlace, which is like even and odd lines. And then you've got, so that's then first the even lines, then the odd lines, then the even lines, then the odd lines again. And then last but not least, the 50 means 50 megahertz. So 50 frames per second. That's what I mean. Sorry, 50 frames a second. So 50 pictures a second. So that's basically what it does. So yeah, that's that's a little bit of an introduction on what a converter is and what it does. It converts from, for example, 720 to 1080, from interlaced 50 to progressive 50, or from 30 to 23, or maybe from 2997 or something that is in the US to 30 here in Europe. So it's, I can imagine that there's a lot of different things there, but this is what will help you. And now let's talk about the use case. But before I do that, I'm making sure that everybody is on board. I see a lot of people joining in. I will be talking to you a little bit in just a minute. But first, let's talk about this product. So this product, why would you need it? Well, I just talked about what it is, but why do you need it? What are what we call use cases for this kind of product? Well, there are a lot of them. So in the past, when you had the earlier ATEM models, they did not come with a frame rate converter per port, per a channel, which meant that all of the cameras, regardless of what kind of camera that you have, so if you have a 1080i50 and a 1080p50, they should all have the same one. For example, 1080i50 and nothing else than that, because otherwise it would not be able to switch between the two channels. Nowadays, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit better because of the ATEM mini switchers. They are all with frame rate conversions, so typically we don't necessarily see a lot of issues there, but not 100%. So this is again still a good idea if you have a ATEM mini switcher to have at least one of these, because if you want to bring in, for example, a multitude of presenters and their presentations on their own laptop, then guess what? You don't know upfront what the resolution is of that laptop. And in order to make sure that you don't have to fiddle around in the parameters of your software or in your ATEM, or having to go to the Windows menu or the Mac menu to get things organized, you can also set via what they call a scaler the output of any HDMI to, for example, your 1080p 50 on your SDI inputs, for example, and that is really, really powerful. So that is one of the use cases that you have, is to make sure that if you are presenting, for example, during a hybrid corporate meeting, or you're at a conference where the speaker wants to show some slides on a beamer or projector, then they can then show you then that's way easier to maintain. I had a lot of issues with exactly this reason. What happened was that yes, in the end it will always work, in my opinion. However, it is flipping around like crazy for maybe 10-20 seconds, and that is not a very nice way of having to work on your production. So that is my major reason of purchasing it. But there's another reason for me to purchase it, and that it's also capable of, for example, yeah, like I said, stream your ATEM output to some beamers or projectors locally, and typically these beamers or projectors, we call them beamers over here in Europe, and you guys call them projectors in the US, but they're same thing. And what they do is they have typically a little bit of a lower resolution than you might expect. Now, that can be arranged of this. You can also use the same device as an HDMI to SDI converter, but also from SDI to HDMI, and you can do that at the same time. So at the same time, HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI, But there's more. You can also have, for example, an SDI in and then distribute it across 4 SDI outs. So I'm seeing a lot of different use cases here. So before I'll show you, I will make sure that everybody's on board, checking the chat, and then I'll open up the box to show you what's in it. And it's almost perfect. Before I open the box again, it took me quite some time before I got it. It took me 6 months to get this product. So that is due to chip shortage or due to labor issues during COVID. It's a lot of different reasons potentially. However, it took quite a long time. So I'm very happy that I finally have it right here. All right. Let me see. A lot of people have been joining. Empty says, I think that a lack of red paint is a reason to get some of the Decimator gear. Yep, that might be the case. Where is the cat? Asks GoApp Technologies. The cat is with my dad. Well, actually, both cats are with my dad in the living room, and he is paying attention to them. He's trying to babysit them, basically. It has been quite a challenge to have a good show together with those two cats, even though I love them, but I want to, as long as my dad has a feasibility to come and babysit them, I'd rather speak to you guys and occasionally have them coming in to break the show. Today, for example, he was walking again across all of the trussing, above the trussing, and I just don't want to have that during the show. But it's definitely still a cool cat. DJ Wares has a question. Have you noticed any color shift when using the Decimator? No, I have not. However, I also need to say that I actually only used it twice until now, and both of them were in a controlled environment. Yeah, like I said, I just received them not so long ago, and I did not really have to use it yet. Now, that doesn't mean that I will not use it this year. I'm pretty sure that within the next 6 weeks or so, there will be a gig coming up, and then I'm going to use it. So not worried about it at all. It's definitely something that I will be using quite often during a year, but yeah, occasionally you have these ebbs and flows, right? Yeah, so indeed, lack of paint might be indeed the reason. Hi, East and everyone late today because of the sauna day. Very nice sauna day. Oh, I would love to try it once, the sauna. Hey, Keith, great of you to be here. MT says, well, not only the reason to get your sources into a switcher, on the other hand, the converter is useful to get a signal out of a monitor TV. Yeah, indeed, definitely the case. Some of them won't cooperate with the firmware they are getting. Yeah, I agree with that also, MT. So it is definitely, and like I said also in the title of the show, it's a Swiss Army knife. But enough talk. Let's try to open it up. So I'll just get a little bit away from my microphone so that you can see it. By the way, I do have a little bit of a different setup. So this camera you already have seen before, although I did change this camera to here because I think that this is a better use case of the use of this camera. So let's dive into it and let's talk about this beautiful Decimator box. So I'm going to show you what's on it. So this is a Decimator design from Australia, like for example Blackmagic is also from Australia, vMix is also from Australia, so something is in their water. I don't know what, but yeah, it's definitely something that is very much there. Here it states, it's barely readable maybe for you, but it states MDHX and a serial number, and if I have any questions I can call a certain group, and that's about it. So let's open it up. And this is what's in the box. Now I already opened it up but I did not do a lot. So this is basically almost as if you will get it normally. Typically, you do not. You do get this. This is it looks like orange on the video, but this is red for me. So it's a red, yeah, a red adapter. Not orange, so the color grading is not perfect. I will verify that at a later stage. But this is kind of cool, right? So it's kind of cool that they did it, and of course it does come with a multitude of different connectors. Like for example, this is the European one, but also of course the UK one or the US one. They're all there, of course. Then it comes with the device itself. I will show you the device in just a minute. A USB cable for control, because you can control it via a Windows app or a Mac OS app. And a nice red HDMI cable, which is quite nice. These are full-size HDMI cables, by the way. And it comes with a mounting plate. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And a nice manual. Now, typically I would state who needs manuals, but in this case, I think even though it is quite easy to understand the device, I do like having it on paper so that I have an overview of all the possibilities that it has. And if I just open it up, and I'll just walk you through a little bit. Oh, it's a little bit blown out, I see. Let me go to another camera then. Let me try to go to another camera so that I can show it to you a little bit better. There you go. So here it states what the possibilities are. Actually, there are more than that they say. And then here you have a diagram on what the possibilities are. So that's quite a nice diagram. And here you have a lot of different options that you have at your disposal. And if you see these tables, then you can imagine that these tables right here, that there are a lot of different parameters that you can set. And there's so much possibilities on this device. It's quite amazing, so to speak. So yeah, that is what you have with the manual. Now let me remove this box. I will also remove the HDMI cable because I think that everybody understands what an HDMI cable is. I will remove those additional power connectors and also the USB because I want to focus on the machine itself at the moment. Because everything that you can do on the software, you can also do on the machine itself, which is great. So yeah, here you go. So here you have the power cord. I will switch it on in just a minute. And here you have the device right here. So there you go. So this is the device right here. As you can see, it's quite a small device with one SDI input, 4 SDI outputs right here. On the other side, you have one HDMI input, one HDMI output. Maybe it's the other way around. It's the other way around. One HDMI input, one HDMI output. The USB, again, for control and for for firmware updates. And a adapter where the adapter you can screw it on, so that means that it's quite safe. It will not break on you. And on the front, you'll see that it has a small LCD display and some buttons so that you can navigate the menu system that you have on the device itself. And on the other side, you'll see here a fan, and you can then mount the product like so. Sorry. Yeah, you can mount the product like so on your rack. So this is for your 19-inch racks. So you can mount them vertically so that you can use it as a converter in your 19-inch rack as well, which is quite nice that is possible right here. Let me zoom in a little bit on the device. So let's. There you go. So now this is the device, short and sweet. And let me see if you guys have in between some questions so that I can discuss those. And maybe even if you have any questions, I can also use that to discuss them. Go Web This Technology says, how is the Decimator better choice than the Blackmagic Up Down Cross HD? That's a good question. I have to admit that I have I think that they're very close, though if you look at the possibilities that this one has with regard to also splitting up your distribution, for example, it also accesses distribution and the possibility to really change the settings on the device itself. I think that is one of the reasons why I think this device is a better solution for it. Quite close in the end product is quite close. However, I think that this is for me a good reason to say that this one is better. And indeed, namaste. George, does anyone know if I can find some free companion profiles for ATEM? Need to get some inspiration. I think that there are some, maybe indeed, yeah, indeed. Like MT already says, David Joshua 4 does have also some free ones. So maybe look into that. He has some awesome ones, I have to admit. Let me see what if MT says exactly the same. They're similar, but the Decimator has an easy access to the settings. Yep. There you go. It's almost like I said it myself. Cool. Awesome. Right. Okay, so let's go back to the device itself. So here you have it. Actually, again, quite small. You see my hands next to it. Let me see if you can read. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Perfectly readable. Cool. Okay. So let's switch it on. Right. So here we go. Here we have the connector. Now, I don't have a lot of space in my studio, as you might know, so I hope that I don't have to break too much, but let's switch this system on, like so. There you go. And that is maybe not readable. Let me check. That is quite difficult to read, right? So let me figure out a way to get that better. It might take some time to get that fixed, but we'll try to fix that. If not, we'll figure something out. Yeah, this is definitely better. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's a bit too much. I was expecting that this would be working quite good for you guys, but unfortunately, I'll have to figure out another way. Maybe if no. Let me see if this one is better then. It's just too light. That's it. All right, then let me see if I can fix that quickly on the device itself, because I know that there's a settings. So I am going into the system and I'm gonna say setup. Going up, autosave, LCD. No. All right, so I'll have to explain it to you guys what I see, unfortunately. Let me see if I can fix that. No. Petra, this is not readable. Ah. Back. Okay. Okay, so now I need to figure out how to get this for you guys. That's a little bit of a shame, this, huh? Right. Let me try this camera for once. Let's see if this one is working for you guys. Ooh, that's... And maybe if I can select it, but that's not it's not possible. It's not possible. Ugh. Garbage. Okay, that was a bit of an annoyance. All right. Let me see how I can. I actually did everything. I checked everything, but for some reason this is not. Or maybe if I would lower my. Or wait a sec. I have an idea. I have an idea. Give me a few seconds. All right. So this is one, and then let me play with my lights in the studio to see if that is helping out. If I blow up, this is gonna help. I think that this is. Okay, so I think that I need to take pictures for you guys, but let me try to explain what I see and then see how things are going. Sorry for that. Okay, so what I see here is the this input status. That's the first. Let me. This is way too high. Yeah, the display is too bright. Keith says you'll never have to find problems finding the cables on the floor when you need to move it. That's definitely the case, and indeed the display is a little bit bright, unfortunately. But I'll explain what I see, and I'll try to explain it to you. So it says input status, and then it states that the S has no signal, H has no signal, and D is HD 1080p 50. That's what it states here. So there's 4 lines. The first two show you what the input is of either the HDMI input right here or the SDI input right here. So, for example, the HDI input is 1080i 50 or 1080i 25, and this one is 1080p 50. So that will be shown right here, and that is very helpful in case you want to have some troubleshooting or something. So that is the reason why that is so helpful. And below that, there is a D for which is basically the scaler, the output of the scaler, and then this is set by myself to 1080p 50 because that's my default that I use almost everywhere if at all possible. So it is a HD system. It's not a 4K system. That is very important to note. So it does not work with 2K or 4K, but it does work with 720 and HD. So if I go to the next one right here, so I'm just pressing the arrows to go find a menu. There is a control menu, and if I click on that, I can then set what my SDI out source will be. So what is the source for my SDI out? And it can be either the HDMI in, it can be the SDI in, but it can also be the scaler. And that is very powerful because you have a lot of routing possibilities within this application. So that is, for example, the control. I need to speed up a little bit due to the fact that you cannot even see it. So that's a little bit of an annoyance. But I'm trying to explain it anyway. Then you have the scaling, and if you click on scaling, yeah, and then you hit enter, then you have the output format. And if I then press enter on the output format, I can then navigate like 30 times, because there are like 30 different frames that you can set with this product. And again, I'm then talking about a big table that you just saw as part of the manual, which is fantastic that you have all those features, because it can be very helpful if you have, for example, an old beamer that does not allow for 1080p 50. You can just put it back to 1080i 50 or 720 p25 or something. That is all possible with this product right here. You can set the output format, but you can also change the aspect ratio. You can make it anamorphic even, like I tried to show you by this area that's not really HD, but it's more anamorphic. This was by design to explain it to you. Then you can do so much. Audio can also be routed, so you can say, okay, I have an HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI converter, but where does the audio come from? Well, it comes from the HDMI, for example, and then you can set that for everything, which is also great. If I enter it, you can say that it's SDI out, for example, and you can even group things. And then last but not least, the setup itself, where you can set up if this display is always on or that it's also off. And like Keith just mentioned, it's really nice that you have that display, because you can actually see where this product is. But on the other hand, if this is on the floor, on the desk where people are sitting together or are presenting, then you don't want to have any, products lying around, right? So maybe that is a reason not to do that. So again, this product, like I said right here, is really, really powerful. Not so much in the studio, to be honest, but really powerful if I want to bring in multiple laptops, so that they only have to switch the HDMI port on the laptop side, and it will then automatically sync to a correct frame rate. You can also set it for the beamers or older televisions, like MT already said as well. So basically, this is literally a Swiss Army knife. Although you might start to need it less due to the fact that with the new scalers of ATEM, it becomes less of a hassle. Though I still have at least one of these to have something available to me. So this is that product right here. Again, you can also mount it like so, and it's extremely powerful. That is what I wanted to show you, but I wanted to show you more in depth the menus. But like I just found out, it's so bright I cannot really. I think that I need to take some pictures to show you exactly what is going on, which is quite unfortunate. Keith says, when is your dad going to make a camera appearance on your stream? I have to ask him if he wants that even. I doubt that he wants to. Some people are camera shy, even though he's not shy. To be honest, he's not a shy person, but I don't think that he's really wanting that, but maybe he wants to. With all the possibilities, it's not really rack mount friendly, but you can also set it up via USB and PC. Oh, that's definitely the case. Indeed, it has a built-in, so you can install an application on your PC, and you can do exactly the same on your Windows or Mac machine. But of course, it's way easier than navigating on the menu. However, it is possible. That's what I like about it. It's if sometimes you have this one not where you also have a laptop. So if you're on the stage, you do not want to bring along your laptop to troubleshoot. You want to just pick this thing up and see what it does. What is the scaling set to? What is the input scale set to? What is the HDMI set to? What is the SDI set to? I can see that in one glance on this system itself, which is fantastic, and it's really again a very good and I would state that this is in the top 10. It's definitely the 6th location, so that is roughly where it will be. This is the first one that I wanted to show you. I'm going to show you to you one more time. So this is number 6 in my favorite pieces of gear that I use for my streaming events or taekwondo. There are more than 6, of course, but at least you know that how important that it is. Not so much for this show, but definitely for my events. Talking about events, a little bit of a sidetrack here. NEB is coming up. I know that our friends Aaron Parecki and I think Photo Joseph are going there, so make sure to watch their channels, because I think that they might have some really cool things that they're waiting for. I personally, as you know, would love to have a new ATEM switcher. Again, Petra, yes, because I want to change my setup here for taekwondo. I want to bring the ATEM Mini Extreme, which I currently have in my 19-inch rack. I want to bring it into the studio and really start to have it like a hybrid situation where vMix is still there, but it's going to be used in a lesser fashion than it used to be. So yeah, I'm waiting for an ATEM, and I hope that it comes. However, I have not seen anything yet, which is a bit of a concern for me. However, I don't know if you've seen it, but DaVinci Resolve has been updated last week. And also there are some new things coming up, like for example the Hyperdeck Shuttle HD, which I have on my way. So I hope to show it to you ASAP. And there's also some storage options there, which might be of interest of you as well. There are some questions in the meantime. So I think that I already talked about this, but let me just... So indeed, there are possibilities, but indeed, really rack friendly, it's not. However, it is possible. Yeah, indeed. Does it have any audio embedding options? No, it does have to go via an HDMI source or an SDI source. Indeed, like MT says. That's it. It was a short one today, but that doesn't mean that but I thought that I wanted to give this a lot of love, because this is not. Why are you doing that? That's annoying. Think. Huh? Oh, I put it in the queue. There you go. Sorry, MT. I put you in the queue, and now you're out. All right. There you go. Okay, so that's all that I had to start for you today. So what are the next steps for me the coming period? Of course, if a new ATEM switcher is coming, I will definitely try to get my hands on one of them. The Hyperdeck I want to get my hands on, and maybe even the storage solution that was just released. I will be also starting again with my 19-inch rack. I will be purchasing quite some SDI cables maybe next week, so that hopefully not this coming week or the week, but the week after, I can really start to bring my 19-inch rack to a working state. Next week, very important, next week we will be having a Q&A session, so it's a free format next week. So if you have any questions that you want me to talk about, please let me know. You can also talk about it at the moment now, but you can also do that at the later stage, of course. That they asked if you would like to come on the picture. Are you okay with that?
I don't mind.
Okay, then please come and say hi. There's the camera.
Hello all. How are you?
There you go. That's my
Nice meeting you all.
Thanks. And I see that you have brought my friend.
Yes.
Okay. So Scooter is also in the house, guys. So please, yeah. So maybe something is gonna happen. Anyway, right. Oh yeah, that's right. You forgot the option out. It's also that's the Sdi splitter. Yes. Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, of course. So indeed, it can also distribute the SDI. So you can have one SDI in and 4 SDI outs, for example. So well, you can have 4 SDI outs. So that can be very useful in case you want to bring your program out to multiple source locations, for example, monitors that are local, or you want to have one go to a recorder, one to a web presenter, and then 2 to a monitor. That is all possible with this single unit right here. It's absolutely fantastic. Go Web Technologies. A live session on Live Your Solo sometime will be great. Yep, we will definitely do that. I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm gonna do that also outside. So I want to have that session outside so that you can actually see that there you don't need these nice lights, etc., to make that happen. So we'll definitely do that around the summer if that is okay with you. But that's a good question. And of course, next week will be Q&A, and I will. My dad is already gone, but I will definitely say hi to my dad for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget the NAB is starting tomorrow, so that is. So I'm really looking forward to know more about all of the gear that is coming. I don't have a lot of inside knowledge, so. I'm hoping that that's okay. And my said that my dad is the cat whisperer, but that is a little bit awkward because my cat is now already almost gone. So anyway, I have to stop the show. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend, and bye-bye.